Hello, everybody. It is day 5 of the 5-day self-care success challenge. And if you have watched every single video, including this one, I just want to say how proud I am of you for investing in your self-care like that. If you're watching this video and you haven't managed to watch all of them, then you are still doing incredible things for yourself because you are choosing to believe that you are worth it. And I just think this is so important. Each of us is absolutely worth taking care of and investing in and prioritizing. So welcome to day 5. Today is all about gratitude and forgiveness. And gratitude and forgiveness, I suppose, are not necessarily things that people would immediately think of when it comes to self-care. But I'm going to talk to you about them today and explain why I believe that not only are they essential parts of our self-care practices, but they're also things that we can be doing constantly. And that means that they can be having a constant effect on us. Now, I'm sure that you remember, if you watched yesterday's video, that I completely crashed and burned in the middle of this week. My self-care went completely out of the window. I ran out of all the resources I had, and that ended up in me facing my self-care nemesis, which is the remnants of my eating disorder. And it just all went a bit wrong. And so yesterday I had this wonderful day of extreme self-care, which also got my fringe, which, as I talked to you in the video yesterday, was about being very kind and loving and gentle to myself in the way that I spoke to myself. It was about prioritizing like the essential things. It was about eating really nourishing, nutritious food that was going to be kind to me. It was about, I can't remember what the other thing, oh yes, and doing a coffee enema, which I know 1 or 2 people were concerned about, but I explained in the Facebook group that it's a very loving, kind thing to do to myself. It's not a purging punishment thing. But anyway, if anyone else has concern about that, please do get in touch with me privately, because I'm very happy to talk to you about it. So the other thing, though, that I did yesterday, as well as lighting a fire and watching Elf, which was the most wonderful self-care thing to do, especially leading up to Christmas, was I spent the day practicing gratitude and forgiveness. And gratitude and forgiveness are 2 practices that I try to incorporate throughout every single day. So gratitude is simply the act of giving thanks. It can be as simple as giving thanks for a new day, of having a roof over your head, food on the table. It can be about giving thanks for your family, for your health, for the opportunity to sit down and have a cup of tea, to go to the loo by yourself, which as mothers with small children is quite a miracle. You can say thank you for anything. And the more that you say thank you for things, the more aware of all the things that you have to say thank you for. Like, it expands into this amazing abundance that is everywhere. So it can't help but lift your spirits and shift the energy inside of you. And as you practice gratitude more and more, you will notice that you can begin to say thank you for the things that are tricky or difficult. Like, thank you for the fact that I have all of this washing up piled up, because it means that I've shared wonderful meals with people and I've had the opportunity to cook lovely food. Or thank you for the fact that my baby is crying, because it means that my baby is able to communicate with me and let me know that it needs me. Or thank you for the fact that the tax credits cut my money unexpectedly, because it has reminded me about how grateful I am and how fortunate I am to have regular income to support me in this stage of my life. So there are loads of difficult things that we go through on a regular basis. And the more that we practice gratitude, the more able we are to say thank you for the difficult things and really change our perspective on life. And that in itself is a wonderful act of self-care. And then the second thing is practicing forgiveness. And some people just forgiveness is a really foreign word. Like the idea of forgiveness isn't really something that's part of how they go about life. And I want to share with you how I understand forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean that what happened was okay. It does not mean that you want it to happen again. It does not mean that you're inviting that to come back into your life. What forgiveness means is that you are no longer allowing that thing to have a hold on you. You are letting it go, okay? Because when we hold on to things without forgiveness, we feel angry, bitter, judgmental. That anger or bitterness or judgment, it doesn't affect the other person. It only affects us. And it's been described as drinking poison and wishing the other person to die. So when we practice forgiveness, what happens is that we let go of things that are holding on to us and dragging us down. And that opens us up. It opens us up spiritually and emotionally, and even physically. We can feel lighter and more able to go about what we're doing. And as mums, there are so many times that we can feel irritable and grumpy with our kids or with our partners if we have them, or with ourselves. Like, so many of us experience this kind of mummy guilt. And when we begin to practice forgiveness with our children and with ourselves and with our partners, then we can flow. We can flow through this journey of motherhood. And I learned a wonderfully simple and beautiful forgiveness practice from an amazing woman called Amira Alvarez. And it goes like this. So you can, and journaling these things is a wonderful thing. Journaling your gratitude and journaling forgiveness is amazing practice. I try to write a gratitude letter almost every day in the morning. And I try to practice gratitude throughout the day. And forgiveness, I tap into as and when I need to. But, you know, we're talking daily practices. So here is the really simple forgiveness practice. So you just start by saying or writing that statement that I just shared with you, that forgiveness does not mean that what happened was okay, that I'm inviting it to happen again, or that I liked it happening. Forgiveness means that I let go of whatever happened. And then just bring to mind the memory or the situation that you want to forgive. And you just say, I forgive myself, my child, whoever, my mother. I forgive them for whatever it is. And I choose to allow that to be free. And I also forgive myself for making it mean whatever I made it mean. Okay? And then the next step is to picture that person or yourself, if it's you, and also to picture yourself, and to wrap you and the other person, or just you if you're forgiving yourself, in love and light. Now, for me, when I'm wrapping this image of me and the other person in love and light, I see love as a red light and light as a white light. And I kind of have these lights kind of wrapping around and swirling in and out until this picture is completely wrapped up in red and white light. And I will create that picture back at the time when whatever it was that happened. So if that's when I was a little girl, I will see myself as a little girl and the other person as they were then. And then I see these people wrapped in love and light, and I bring them all the way up to the present day, so that all of that forgiveness spans through all of that time. And then I move forwards. And, you know, sometimes these things come up again. Like, sometimes you have to go through that forgiveness process on the same thing more than once. But just even beginning that process, it begins to unstick and free up our energy and our emotions. And it enables us to give more of ourselves. And it also enables us to give more to ourselves. So that is my final video for this 5-day challenge. And I'm finishing the challenge with gratitude and forgiveness. And I really believe that if you use each of the days that we've done this week to build one on top of the other, you can develop the most amazing self-care practices for yourself, and you really can step into the same life that you're currently living, but with prioritizing you and your needs, and you will begin to see how much better you are able to give to those around you because you're first giving to yourself. So I look forward to seeing you in my Facebook group. I look forward to hearing from you on email. And I love those of you that I work with already as my clients. And I really look forward to working with others of you in the future. It has been wonderful to do this with you. I'm so glad that you said yes to believing that you're worth it. See you soon. Bye-bye.